Okay, I'm recording this over my lunch hour and I just got to be quick. So here we go. Let's talk about Google Maps, a really simple feature for determining where your bees might be flying, how far they're flying and where they're flying and all that jazz. So basically you just go to Google Maps, you can type in your address, or you can just find your bee yard or your location of your hives on the map, and you zoom in using the mouse wheel on if you're using a PC. And you just zoom in and find your location of your bees, and then you right click that area, and then from that, the options that show up, you just pick measure distance. Okay, and so the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to get this little tiny circle, and that little circle right there is the location of your bees. And then you just go wherever it is on the map, and you think, okay, can my bees go to my grandmother's house out in Quidi Lake? And you go, yep, it's a 3 kilometer distance from St. Clair's, where I used to keep my bees. And yep, the bees could definitely do that. They probably didn't, but they could. On average, the bees don't go, well, they'll fly however far they need to fly, but if they don't need to fly 3 kilometers, they won't. But they can fly 3 kilometers, no problem. But on average, they fly somewhere between 1 and 3 kilometers, though they can fly as many as 13 kilometers, I think. And then you just take that second distance dot, and you just drag it around the location of your bees and maintain the distance. Say it's 2 kilometers or 1 kilometer, and you can just see on the map where your bees might be flying, and it's just a fun thing to do. So that's it. So right click and then click again and then just go around. But you can also, this is in Flat Rock, and I just wanted to demonstrate how a third of my bees foraging area is the Atlantic Ocean, which is like not that great. But anyway, if you can determine or calculate give a rough estimate of what you think the forage area is, you can use the same dots, and if eventually, I'm not explaining myself well, but if you enclose the area and come back to the original measurement dot, Google will automatically, or Google Maps will calculate that area, right? So even if it's not a circle, let's say I wanted to calculate the well, anyway, you could. I'm not explaining this. I gotta get back to work. But anyway, you get the idea. So you can use the formulas and all kinds of stuff to figure out the area, or you can just, see. Like I could have excluded the ocean portion of that forage area, and I would have gotten a better idea how much forage area my bees actually had. Even though most of that area is spruce trees, which is useless for my bees. But anyway, say you're in another place. This is another neighborhood in Newfoundland. It's in Grand Falls, Windsor, which is probably the best place to keep bees in Newfoundland because it's so dry and warm and everything else. But anyway, you just do the same thing. Like say you've got a green space behind somewhere in the middle of a neighborhood. You just enclose it. Again, click measure, right click, click measure distance, and then close the whole thing. And Google will tell you how much forage area there is for the bees in that particular area. So there you go. It's a simple little feature on Google Maps that some beekeepers might have fun fooling around with.